They made the sulfur cubes to be abused by players, and now they're making it so that we can use them to abuse other mobs. How's it going, YouTube lovers? This is PixelEagle138, aka the Eagle Builder Animator. Welcome back to the Episodial Gamer. Today, I'm here for another Minecraft Snapshot review. This is Snapshot 5 for version 26.2, and it is once again, I know, the Sulfur stuff. And as you can hear, there is a couple of new features here that I want to check out. I did miss a snapshot that had a new feature. It was like, as you can see on the right, there's these spike things behind me. They're basically like the stalactites and stalagmites, but for sulfur caves. They didn't really add too much, so I didn't feel like doing a video on them, but these are actually really interesting features that were added in this snapshot, so I'm here to check it out. There's only a couple of things, but I feel like it actually is pretty useful, which is good because I was a little let down by potential usefulness for features in this update last time. So let's go ahead and jump into this and check out what these new features are. The first new feature is, as you've been hearing the whole time, a geyser. There are geysers in Minecraft now, and it is something that will randomly happen. It's a random occurrence when you have this kind of setup here. So you need a magma block. Oh, there it goes right there. There's the geyser. But what you need is you need a magma block, and then you put potent sulfur on top of that, and then 1 to 4 blocks of water above that. So that is what I set up over here. Those are the potent sulfur blocks down there, and underneath I have magma blocks. And it still does the gaseous cloud at the top that gives me nausea, but as you can see, when the geyser goes off, it actually will lift me up into the air. So let me move over here, because this will, if it's gonna happen, it'll be over here. It's gonna look a little freaky. There we go, look at that. It actually shoots me up into the sky when the geyser goes off, which is, that's pretty cool, actually. Having something that can move mobs like that. So again, the nausea really still doesn't seem like it has much of a use, but now there is more of a wonderful use for, yeah, look at that, I can just stand there and it lifts me up a bit. Now there is more of a use for these potent sulfur blocks and their interactions with water. You just need the magma blocks to go with it. It's pretty cool. They seem to go off actually pretty frequently. It's random, but while I was setting this all up, and I built this pretty early on, it's just been going the whole time. And I think it's really cool. I've already seen builds where people have done things like putting these like at the base of waterfalls so that there'll occasionally be splashes of water, or putting this inside of a train build so that you have a smokestack occasionally going off. I can already see the building potential with this, and the fact that it lifts things up, I'm seeing like potential like ability to move mobs or something like that, because what if you need to move a mob upwards? And now, instead of having to do a weird like water funnel or something like that, if you want it to be a little bit more random and not a constant flow, you can set this up with just like glass or something around it, and then above it you can put a path. This is where you put a path of water with like signs underneath it, and it can push the mobs up into it and send them on their way. So I actually can see the usefulness of this, and it adds a lot to the world. I do hope that the little sulfur pools that spawn on the surface let you know when you're in, or excuse me, when you're above one of these caves. I do hope that those will get overhauled, because they're kind of just a little clump of sulfur blocks right now. It would be nice if they spawn to be more like actual pools, kind of like they look in, say, Yosemite or something, and then they can add magma blocks as part of the natural generation for them, so that you can find naturally spawning geysers while you're going along the surface to let you know, hey, there's a sulfur cave down underneath. I think that would be a really cool feature. So I like this change. I see potential for this change. Again, there's a couple more tweaks to make it better, but I think this is actually a really cool feature, and probably one of my favorite things that they're putting in this update so far. One more change to go over here in this snapshot. Again, just a couple of features, but that is a new archetype for sulfur cubes. Again, I went over that they had a bunch of different archetypes, and there were a couple of special ones. Now there's one called explosive, and yes, it is exactly what it sounds like. So I'm going to grab everything in this chest, and then I'm going to go ahead and just head up to the surface. So I love that terrain generation. Again, I always put the seed of the Minecraft worlds that I'm playing in the description of the video so that you can check it out. But let's go ahead and get the sulfur cube in here, and then I'm going to drop TNT. And look at that. So now, as you can see, it is a TNT sulfur cube, and I can push it around. I can punch it and make it slide around and all that fun stuff. And it's not going to explode on impact or anything like that. But what I could do is if I take the flint and steel and I right-click on it, it's just going to act like a TNT cube. And then it breaks my game. Yeah, no, I have no idea what's going on. All right, let's try this again. And let's hope it doesn't break my game. There we go. So again, the Sulfur Cube unfortunately does not survive the incident, but this means that you can move TNT around like an entity when you're storing it in a Sulfur Cube like this. And again, same thing, you just use shears to get it out of there. But I need also a happy gas to go along with me, and I realize I don't have a harness. All right, so yeah, we could do this now. Because you can carry TNT around like entities, you could attach them with lead. Did it just break the... Hopefully it's working. Okay, it is working. I heard a lead snap and I got worried there for a second, but now I can go ahead and just carry this TNT off somewhere, completely random, say, oh, a village. I don't know why you'd want to do it to a village, but you could do it to a village. I'm not saying I would do it to a village, but you maybe you could do it to a village. But you can go ahead and carry these TNT-laced sulfur cubes all the way over here. For example, with the happy gas, I'm going to make sure I'm high enough up for this. And then I'm going to go ahead and do this because you could then stand on the happy gas. And that is why I have a bow. Because where is it? It's kind of hard to see because I only have 4, but my computer does not like this Minecraft update. For some reason, it is just causing issues. You know what? I'm going to have to just do this because, again, my computer keeps crashing and I want to make sure it doesn't. And if I do this, and the computer crashes. So yeah, my computer really hates this version of Minecraft. I keep just, my driver keeps timing out. I have never had this issue happening so much. It only happens with Minecraft open right now. At least I hope it does. Oh, well, there is a village over here, so I kind of have to do it to them, unfortunately. But basically what I'm trying to say is you can now create bombers in Minecraft because you can now drop TNT sulfur cubes off of gas and you can commit war crimes in Minecraft, and that is what I'm going to do right now. It's gonna be a little bit slower, but this should give us the same basic idea that we are trying to accomplish here. See, a little bit messy. They already know what's going on. We need to hurry. They can already see. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and whoop, and then drop all of this down. And just punch it down like so. Of course that missed, but I could just light another one if I can land my shots. Okay, let's see how this works. This is really underwhelming, guys. Oh my gosh, that went straight for that villager. Well, it destroys their crops. But yeah, basically what I'm trying to say is, they have made these sulfur cubes. They made the sulfur cubes to be abused by players, and now they're making it so that we can use them to abuse other mobs. That's the point I'm trying to make here, is that you can now create bombers in Minecraft using happy gas and sulfur cubes. I couldn't get this to work because my freaking computer doesn't like this update and the drivers keep breaking, and I really hope it didn't mess up the recording or else I'm gonna be really annoyed. Okay, yeah, my computer just straight up crashed right there. Thankfully, it looks like the recording from the first part of this video did survive. But anyway, what I'm trying to say to wrap up this snapshot review is just that I think they actually added some pretty useful features for Sulfur in this snapshot. I think that is a very good thing. I think it is moving closer towards being a useful, like a thing overall for players as opposed to just people that want to make silly little mini games. But yeah, no, I like this one compared to the previous snapshot that I reviewed. I think this is a better direction for the update, and I'm curious if they're going to add anything else. Again, I would like if the geysers could be tweaked a little bit more, maybe, or just a little bit more attention to them, because I think that's my favorite feature from this snapshot. But overall, this is a pretty cool snapshot, other than the fact that it keeps timing out my driver. I need to check another game after this to make sure it's not just my entire computer being bad, because that would be awful. But I've only gotten it with Minecraft so far, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, that was Snapshot 5 for 26.2, adding the geyser and also adding the explosive archetype for sulfur cubes. Like I said, I think this is a pretty good direction for this update to be going, and I'm curious how else Mojang is going to be tweaking these features as they get closer to release and they do all the snapshot iterations. So we'll see where it goes, and hopefully my computer survives. But anyway, that's it for this video. Hope you all enjoy it. Please drop a like and a comment down below if you did. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you all on the next one. Bye, guys!